usually see both. Hello, my fellow griefers and trolls. Eric the Plague Doctor, 981YT here, and beekos. Welcome back to more Elder Scrolls Online, my favorite multiplayer game of all time. So in the last one, we started the High Isle chapter that just launched on, what was it? Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday, I don't remember which. But, yeah. So we'll be seeing what's next for, the High Isle chapter, and fighting against the Knights by talking to Lady Arabelle here. And joining me, of course, is my boyfriend who's on a Breton pirate type character.
Is that a pirate?
I thought you said he was going to be a pirate like my character, like my Breton was.
I do not recall.
Also, what were you doing with your mic? It was really irritating.
You know how it's broken?
No.
Okay, well, it's broken, and I was trying to quietly get it to go back in place.
It wasn't quiet. I literally had a hard time focusing.
Okay, well.
If I can hear it, it's not quiet.
I think it's hard to move a mic around quietly, but it's... I was trying to get it into place so that if I needed to flip it up, I could, but I just need to get a new headset.
Anyway, let's talk to Lady Arabelle.
I adore this view. Isn't the Colossus a wondrous sight? Still, gazing upon it does nothing to quell my anxiety. Somehow the Ascendant Order learned not only about our secret peace talks, but that the Alliance leaders were going to attend.
Her glasses make me uncomfortable.
It's just that top bit.
Also, maybe because they're suspending, free air suspending.
I thought they were just balanced on her nose.
I don't know. No, it just bugs me.
And neither do we. We're not even sure they're still alive, but we must hope. Your help has been invaluable thus far, my dear, and you've earned every piece of gold in this pouch. We'll find the Alliance leaders and unmask the Order. We have to.
Yeah, but there's like no effect on it in its magic.
Just as the Colossus watches over Gonfalon Bay.
True.
I was supposed to keep the Alliance leaders safe. I failed in that, but at least they aren't in the Ascendant Order's hands. Not yet, anyway. What did Captain Colleen and the others have to say, dear?
Captains believe the Order's leaders are Breton nobles, and the delegators didn't wash a sword.
Breton nobles? Yes. We heard that as well when the Ascendant Lord and the Magus were speaking in the crypts. That's something to go on. And if the Alliance leaders didn't end up in the Shallows, we'll need to look elsewhere. What else, dear?
I do like that they're actually in lore bringing the Alliance War to an end. This honestly reminds me, this is like the better version of that quest in Skyrim. Do you know which quest I'm talking about?
Well, yeah. The one where you drag everyone together and it's like, look guys, I can't kill this world-ending dragon if you're all bickering.
Honestly, they were all children in that. Which is funny, because I actually saw a guy earlier in the story who looked kind of like General Tullius.
Interesting. So if they're oh, go ahead.
What?
So
What?
if they're bringing the Alliance War to an end, how are they going to explain the PvP stuff in game?
They're not. Like I said, it's an in-universe thing, not a mechanic thing.
Oh. Alright.
Some people only play this game for PvP, so they're just not gonna wave their wand, say bibbity bobbity boo, and remove all the PvP content.
No, I wasn't saying, like, remove it. I was gonna say how, because right now, as it stands, there is a lore reason for the PvP stuff. I was just saying if they're, you know, in-universe ending that, would they be, you know, changing the reasons for the PvP stuff?
I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna
Yeah.
continue because I'd like to get this done before Wizard gets back on. Captain Colleen saw the Dockmaster accept gold from the Magus when they captured
Well,
her.
that's a lead we can investigate. I'd like to have a chat with Dockmaster Arnauld about that and a great many other things. I detest being lied to, and he did it with such conviction. You're still on retainer, dear. Would you care to join me?
I'll help you interrogate the Dockmaster.
The Dockmaster's home overlooks the harbor to the west. Jakan and I will meet you there. First Quentin, now this. I hardly know who to trust. Times like these, I take a moment to contemplate the Colossus in the harbor. It helps clear my thoughts.
Tell me about the Colossus in the harbor.
That's one of the wonders of the archipelago, dear. The locals are very proud of their statue. Even a few of them know the real story behind who it represents. I like it as well. One of the reasons I bought the manor. Such a spectacular view.
For some reason, something about the Colossus reminds me of that Greek giant fucking statue. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Colossus?
It was like I think it was like the Colossus of Rhodes. It had like a very long-ass fancy name.
Yeah, of which included the word Colossus, so... it does feel very reminiscent of that, though. Ooh, big ship.
Sister Gonfalon Bay is Baron Admiral Bendu Olo, though most on the mainland would know him as the Colovian King of Anvil. He formed the All Flags Navy around 2260 in the First Era to gain vengeance against the Slode for the Thracian Plague.
I just realized that my main vampire character is older than that statue.
Yeah.
Because she's just like, oh, it was... like... this guy is like, he formed the All Flags Navy around 2260 in the First Era. And I'm just like... okay, well... I have a character that's older than that.
The largest allied naval force in Tamrielic history. Ships from every nation and province participated, and many of the vessels were built right here on High Isle. The fleet launched from here and rained destruction upon Thras for their treachery.
And what does this have to do with the finding the missing alliance leaders?
Nothing, my dear, but you asked. Lord Bakara selected High Isle for the peace talks because of that history, though. The All Flags Navy recalls a time when disparate people united in common cause. He hopes to inspire the delegates to do the same.
Alright. Where is this at? No, wait, I don't wanna... I wanna explore this place. This is the one time I'm happy, like, walking everywhere because I love this new zone, and I just wanna... because we've never seen it before, it's like, this is entirely new. I just wanna... take it all in.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because, like, with Cyrodiil, I know my way around that place because of Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
With Solitude, same concept. I know everything. There's nothing new to absorb. But this is an entirely new area.
Yeah.
I am speed.
Unfortunately, yes, you are.
It's a mess.
I imagine the Ascendant Order ruffians loitering outside had something to do with that. Let's look around.
I hate ranged enemies. They always knock me off my mount.
Yeah, they're frustrating. Let's see. When you level up your stamina, though, you can sprint for longer, and it'll take a lot more damage to knock you off your mount.
I know, but when I've already been sprinting,
Someone planning to
and
depart doesn't
I'm
set a
slow,
meal on
so
the table.
I don't get as far as fast.
A few drops of
They
dried
always
blood.
get me when I'm low. On
A
stamina.
scuffle, but not a The Ascendant Magus did bribe the Dockmaster, just as Captain Khalid. I think I have a picture of what transpired here. Let's talk, my dear.
You just made me skip through all that dialogue.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing packed, food left on the table, and signs of a recent scuffle. I think it's safe to say Dockmaster Arnaud found that his Ascendant Order friends weren't entirely satisfied with their arrangement. They've obviously spirited him away.
Why would the Ascendant Order kidnap the Dockmaster when they'd already bribed him?
The Dockmaster ignored the wishes of the Ascendant Magus. Captain Colleen saw Arnaud collect another payment at the lock. I suspect he got greedy. And once he proved he wouldn't stay bribed, well, he became a liability.
Where do we go from here?
The Ascendant Order's throwing around a lot of coin on High Isle. If we follow the gold, we'll find someone with wealth and local influence behind this. Another clue that a High Isle noble is involved. Perhaps they want to keep the war going.
Oh, that's interesting that someone actually wants the Alliance war to continue.
Eventually.
Well, no, that's what she said.
Well, that's what she said, but I think it could also... Someone could want it to end on their terms in a way that would benefit them.
Well, that's true, because in the trailer, the Ascendant, like, the three Alliance heroes are, like, breaking into the... What I'm gonna assume is either a meeting room or the Ascendant Lord's lair, and, like, he throws 3 medallions at them.
I haven't
So,
seen
I
the
don't
trailer.
know. I watched the trailer, like, 3 times. Why would anyone want to keep the war going?
Profit, of course. That's what it always comes down to. Lord Bacaro should be able to tell us which nobles stand to lose if the war ends. Go to Steadfast Manor, northwest of the city. I'll have Jakarn look for the Dockmaster and then meet you there.
Do you think anyone else is secretly working for the Ascendant Order?
Almost certainly. As I said, we must be careful about whom we trust. It is a concern, but it can also work to our advantage. Gold only buys loyalty for so long, and I suspect our adversaries are not as organized as they appear.
Why do you say that?
We know their opening move didn't go as planned. They were interrogating the captains to try to find the missing Alliance leaders. Now they've taken the Dockmaster, who would have been more useful to them where he was. They don't trust each other.
Do you think the Dockmaster knows where the Alliance leaders are?
I doubt it. If Dockmaster Arnaud knew where the Alliance leaders were, he would have happily sold that information to the Ascendant Magus in exchange for his freedom. We know he didn't because the Order is still looking for them.
You'd think a group that claims to want an end to the war would want the peace talks to proceed.
I suspect the Order wants power, not peace. When the throne is vacant, your prospects of becoming Emperor suddenly seem a good deal more promising. That sort of prize might tempt a noble with just the right mix of ambition, gold, and imagination.
And do you think Lord Baccaro can point us at the most likely suspects?
Lord Baccaro worked diligently to bring the peace talks to High Isle. Not everyone thought that was a good idea. I'm curious as to who opposed him and why. Better yet, he won't voice suspicions without good cause. We can rely on his discretion.
Honestly, it would have been more interesting if they took us back to Stirk, because that's implied that that's like neutral ground for the alliances, but it's also just makes me happy to see an entirely new zone, though.
Yeah.
Also, who builds a resort on a fucking volcanic island?
I can't believe you drank our entire stock.
People with magic.
Where's your proof? Just because I woke up in a way.
I wouldn't say all of them have magic, just an FYI.
No. But they can pay people with magic. Keep the volcano from being a problem.
I think the volcanoes are gonna come back later in the story, because all the world events relate to the story somehow.
You
Yeah, and
Can we
the
speak for a
volcanic
moment?
vents.
But the
I want to
existence of
help, Lady
volcanic
Arabelle.
vents suggests
I'm
volcanic
concerned
island.
for the safety of my retainers.
Yeah.
My associate might be able to help in that regard, Lord Baccaro.
Maybe the Ascendant Order will try to wake the volcano and drown the island. Who knows?
Lady Arabelle asks about the nobility, while 2 of my retainers are missing. The Society of the Steadfast will do whatever is necessary to keep its people safe. She mentioned the Ascendant Order might be involved.
Ifrit's cauldron.
Do you think that's possible?
Interesting. I'll check that
We
out
know the
later.
Ascendant Order has been attacking people all across High Isle.
Yes, I understand that you and Lady Arabelle
Yeah.
have tangled with these brigands before. They claim
Shut.
to be knights, but they have no honor. Will you do as Lady Arabelle suggested and look for my retainers? I would consider it a personal favor.
Where were your retainers headed?
I sent Grenier and Denise to retrieve a shipment from the Navir docks, but I expected them back ages ago. They were traveling the road to the south. I just pray no evil befell them. The supplies we can lose, but good people are irreplaceable.
I'll look for your missing retainers.
Thank you, my friend. I'll confer with Lady Arabelle while we await your return. I'll tell her everything I know about the nobility of High Isle, if she really thinks that will help. I knew peace would be hard to achieve, but I never expected a war.
Are you still not over here?
No, I'm over there. I'm headed to the retainers.
Lost another one. What could it be?
Why didn't you wait for me?
I did.
I love this zone so much.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is this?
Hmm? A skeleton of a big fish. Ooh, giant clam.
Well, I shouldn't just walk
I
into
wish they
someone's
would
home.
let us go underwater and
Rude.
fight big things like this.
Same. Well, that was surprisingly easy.
And then a Hashimoto showed up.
What's Telma doing right now?
I don't know, she's not in here.
You there! Let me speak for a moment.
Oh no, this is the guy that looks like General Tullius to me.
I can kind of see it.
You return alone. I take it the news is not good. Grenier and Denise were not just retainers. They were friends. The Steadfast shall miss them, and so shall I. Please, tell me what happened.
Your retainers were killed. I found these orders from the Ascendant Magus.
Grenier and Denise were helping arrange a banquet at Castle Nevere. Then they were to collect the supplies and return here. What could they have seen that would cost them their lives? The banquet is just to welcome our royal guests to the island.
Grenier wrote this note before he died. He tried to fight back.
The Ascendant Order. Plundering steadfast supplies and killing our retainers. Damn. It was brave of Grenier to try to fight back, but foolish. The supplies weren't worth their lives.
We suspect the wealthy noble may be funding the Ascendant Order.
So Lady Arabelle informed me. I hesitate to accuse anyone, but perhaps you should join me at Castle Nevere. All the nobles of High Isle will be there, and if my retainers did see something at the castle, perhaps you can determine what that was.
Right, I'll meet you at Castle
Duchess
Nevere.
Elea of House Dufort is hosting the banquet. She's decided to go ahead and throw the party, even though our guests of honor are still missing. Go to Castle Nevere's courtyard. Introduce yourself when you arrive. Be discreet, please.
Why hold the banquet without the guests of honor?
Duchess Elea wants to project confidence, especially in light of the current situation. Rumors travel swiftly in the archipelago. The people need to believe we have things under control. I expected to pay a ransom and have the delegates back by now.
Lady Arabelle mentioned that some of the notes opposed the peace talks.
Ridiculous. No one opposes peace. It's just that some of the nobles questioned if this were the right time and place. Duchess Elea, for example, didn't want to bring the mainland's troubles to High Isle. Not without hope our efforts would bear fruit.
Did anyone else feel that way?
Count Leonard of House Mornard enjoys brisk profits by supplying all sides in the war. He doesn't want that to end too abruptly, especially not in a way that makes Elea and House Dufort look good. He detests that she decided to host the talks.
It sounds like House Dufort and House Menora are rivals.
Rivals and partners. House Mornard built its wealth on trade. They rely on House Dufort ships to carry their goods. But the two families have long vied with each other for primacy. The Mornards resent the fact that the Duforts rule High Isle.
It's a shame the Ascendant Order got to Lord Baccaro's retainers before you could. What could they have seen that warranted their deaths? Perhaps we'll learn more at Castle Nevere, although I'm certainly not in the mood for a party.
Lord Baccaro and several nobles will be in attendance.
And our missing guests of honor will no doubt be the main topic of discussion. This is a chance to listen, as well as ask questions. Make sure you speak to Elea Dufort, Demar Dufort, and John Menard. They'll be the most important nobles present.
Do you suspect them?
Until we know more, I suspect everybody. But if any of the nobles are funding the Ascendant Order, I think it likely that it's one of the grand families of High Isle. That means House Dufort or House Menard. Either way, we'll know more soon.
Who are Elea Dufort and Demar Dufort and Johnny Mornard?
Elea is the Duchess of House Dufort and nominal ruler of High Isle. Demard is her brother and a count. John Menard is the highest-ranking noble of House Menard, currently on High Isle. He's Count Leonard's cousin, representing house interests here.
Interesting.
I suppose I could use another break.
We'll need to use the road.
What were you saying about needing to use roads?
Nothing is certain until...
Well, not all of us have Argonian swim speed, so...
I didn't use Argonian swim speed. I fast traveled.
I don't have a marker for there.
Only have like 7 of the 15 way shrines.
I have 4. It also helps when you have, like, super fast mount.
Might as well enjoy ourselves while we're here. Do you still prefer a Russefeld Red, my lady?
That is a
That
huge
would be delightful.
ship off in
Thank you,
distance.
Bacaro. Introduce yourself to the nobility, my friend. And remember, even the smallest detail could be the clue we seek.
A party with a bunch of nobles. I already hate this.
Do they at least give us fancy clothes?
Lord Bacaro has arrived,
No.
Duchess. He brought that Lady Arabelle with him.
Not gonna provide us with clothes, I'm gonna show up in my worst.
Welcome to Castle Navir. You're Lady Arabelle's assistant, yes? Then you know these festivities are only for appearances' sake. Our guests of honor have yet to be found. Rest assured, I intend to bring the radicals behind this plot to justice.
I already hate the Duchess just based on her voice alone. Think Evely's high-pitched, annoying voice, but more nasally and posh. You're aware of the Ascendant Order, no?
I'm aware of most things that happen on my isle. It's true we didn't connect reports of mysterious knights to the Ascendant Order until recently, but now that we know they are one and the same, we'll quickly bring them to heel.
Is there anything you can tell me that might help us find the Alliance leaders?
I suggest that you and Lady Arabelle leave this matter in our hands. My knights have already pinpointed several sites where the Ascendant Order gathers. They are scouring High Isle for our missing guests even as we speak.
We have reason to believe a High Isle noble may be funding the Ascendant Order.
Which is why I prefer to handle this discreetly. I suspect House Mornard is behind this. They profit greatly from the war, and they still hold a grudge against my house for overshadowing their own. Frankly, I put nothing past them.
Tell me more about House Mornard.
One should be careful when talking about one's neighbors. Still, Count Mornard's dislike of my family is well known. Years ago, his father backed King Ronser of Shornhelm in his dispute with High King Emmerich. Emmerich did not forget it.
What did the High King do?
He punished Avreep Mornard by stripping him of his ducal title and granting it to my father instead. The Mornards remain counts, with holdings and estates throughout the Isles. But the Duforts are now the Dukes of the Sisters.
Tell me about the House Dufort.
My family builds ships. Our shipyards construct the finest vessels to ply the western seas. In reward for our service, High King Emmerich granted us the Duchy of Sisters. We rule with care and compassion for all, even the Mornards.
Interesting. And you showed up in my least favorite outfit in the entire game.
I said I was gonna wear my worst. I could not find anything worse than this.
I hate it. Please put something...
When we're done with the nobles.
Put something else on!
I'm in the middle of something.
Such a waste. I have little patience for the vanity of our noble houses on the best of days. Right now, I'm sure we all have better things we could be doing. I suspect you agree. You're the one assisting Lord Bacaro and Lady Arabelle, aren't you?
That's right, I'm helping Lady Arabelle. You're well informed.
I try to keep up on matters of state, but I confess, Alea told us all about you. I am Count de Mard, the Duchess's brother and court mage of House Dufort. Tell me, Has your investigation uncovered news regarding a sudden storm that appeared recently?
Yes, we think it might have caused the delegates to to crash.
A hypothesis that matches my own. While my sister chases bandit knights across the countryside, I wonder about the druids who make the wild parts of High Isle their home. They have little love for civilized culture. They could be responsible.
What do the druids have to do with a storm?
I don't think that storm was natural. The druids wield old magics and consort with spirits. It is well within their abilities to summon such a tempest. They mostly keep to themselves, but I suspect a ruse. Those are your culprits, mark my words.
You said you're a court mage?
Magic is the legacy and heritage of the Breton people. Oh, I spent my time mastering the sword and knightly pursuits in my youth, but I believe that a true Breton must study both halves of our nature, and perhaps the ways of the druids, too.
What do you mean by both halves?
We Bretons trace our ancestry to Needs and Elves who intermingled during the early history of High Rock. Therefore, spellcraft is in our blood, and we all at least have some talent with magic. I find the subject fascinating and decided to embrace it.
Do all Breton noble houses have a court mage?
No. Some have forgotten our traditions. Were it not for my talent, I doubt my sister would bother with a court mage. She sends me to look after Dufort interests in ports across Tamriel, rather than making full use of my arcane skills. A pity.
I don't believe we've met. John Monard, a pleasure. My family is in shipping. We import goods from the mainland and send wares from the archipelago to markets in Tamriel. You're the investigator working with Lady Arabelle, aren't you?
This guy looks like he just got out of a fucking... like he lost to a Three Musketeers audition. That's right, I'm helping Lady Arabelle. How did you know?
The Duchess explained everything to the court just before you arrived. If Lady Arabelle had consulted us, things would be different. We know what hazards await careless captains making the approach to High Isle. Her ships were simply unprepared.
Hazardous seas didn't wreck those ships. The Ascendant Order did.
Don't tell me you buy into this Ascendant Order nonsense. A shadowy order of knights working to undermine the governments all across Tamriel? It's a ruse, my friend. A convenient fiction to protect the flawless name of House Dufort. Oh.
You don't seem to think very highly of House Dufort.
Alea gained her station by currying favor in High Rock. Then she made a show of backing Lord Baccaro's steadfast society. But ruining the peace talks and getting heads of state killed? Blame must be placed. And she'd never fall on that sword herself.
Why are House Monard and Dufort at odds?
My family ruled the archipelago for generations, but the Duforts were never happy in our shadow. They spent years poisoning the court against us. And when my uncle Avreep quietly supported King Rancer a few years back, it paid off for them.
What do you mean?
The High King stripped my uncle of the ducal title and gave it to the Duforts. It was an outrage, really. We took no part in Rancer's war. At least the Duforts didn't get everything they wanted. We kept most of our holdings, and it eats at them.
Are you in charge of House Monard?
Goodness, no. That honor falls to my cousin Leonard, and he can have it. I wouldn't want the responsibility. No, I'm content managing our affairs here on High Isle. I leave the larger concerns of the business and house to my cousin, the Count.
Interesting.
Might I offer you a refreshment, friend?
I hate you, Jakarn.
Didn't think I'd miss this little soiree, did you? Listen, I have it on good authority from a very accommodating chambermaid, in fact, that the Duchess has been looking into the Ascendant Order on her own. Well, I've got a plan.
Your ideas never go well, Jakarn.
Not Jakarn, waiter Fred. I'm in disguise. I told you about the chambermaid, right? She's one of the Duchess's personal assistants. Well, she told me where the Duchess keeps her sensitive documents, among other unmentionable items. Nobles and the upper staff never pay attention to the common help. I easily filched a key from that stuck-up steward Hercian. While I cause a distraction, you go take a look. Duchess Alea has a private study somewhere beyond the northeast door. I'll lure the guards away from the doors, but I'll need your help. Talk to one of the musicians and ask them to play the tune Stagger and Sway. It's an old favorite of mine. I'll take care of the rest.
Oh my.
Something you need, friend? I don't really take requests. Duchess Alea provided a list of approved songs she wanted performed. That one definitely isn't one of them. Not that she would notice. I don't think anyone is really listening to the music. It's good to see that someone appreciates the arts. Alright then, you'll have your song.
Lords and ladies of the court, I dedicate this song and dance to the most buxom, curvaceous, voluptuous of all royal...
I almost want to stick around to hear what that performance, how that performance goes.
Yeah.
Right. And the legal.
This is how espionage works, children. Peekaboo. Are you just consuming their souls as I kill them?
It's free ultimate.
That is fair. Doesn't look like there's any guards. Oh, that looks suspicious. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Oh, those poor nobles. Whatever will I do?
Beats them back with an umbrella. Or do they
just fucking smashes their head with a shovel? Oh no! The Duchess is hurt! Somebody please call an ambulance!
I don't remember my stats. You know, I wish we could politely ask that guy to stop taking the hard to do.
Yeah, I didn't really catch a lot of what he said earlier.
He's just sitting here monologuing, we're all just like, what?
This was a warning. No one is beyond our reach. Stand aside and you will find a place in the new regime. Stand against us, and you will be brought to your knees.
Yeah. Don't stand against us.
Oh, good, you're all right. It seems our adversary has decided to send a message to all those in attendance.
I can just walk
Submit
up there while
or
he's
die.
monologuing
A
and
classic.
just stand there.
Did you uncover anything useful before the Ascendant Magus made his entrance?
Duchess Alea has been investigating the Ascendant Order. I have her notes.
I see. Clearly, Duchess Alea's investigation hasn't gotten very far. Perhaps we can make better use of the leads she's been developing. But we have little time to waste. The Ascendant Magus demonstrated real power.
What do you mean?
Did you notice how the ground shook when he unleashed his storm? That's not a magic I've seen before. Somehow his storm magic is causing earthquakes. At least he hasn't recovered the Alliance leaders yet. We still have time.
Where did your shirt go?
This man can wear shirts?
He was wearing one 2 minutes ago.
Dude, this man is... He doesn't really like wearing clothes. I'll just say that.
Evidently. It's just gray
How
from
do you...
Fairy Tale all over again.
Gray wears more clothes than he ever did.
He's got pants on.
How do they know... How do you know they haven't... they don't have the Alliance leaders? My brain can't
Because
speak
the
right
Ascendant
now.
Magus has made a show of wanting us to fear him. Why would he care if he had what he wanted and couldn't be stopped? No, the royals elude him, somehow. But his magic, I wonder...
I'm pretty sure the Ascendant Order is made up of Sea Elves.
Maybe.
Let's see. Storm magic at sea destroys ships. Where have I seen that before? The only race we know of that has storm magic is Sea Elves, which are also pirates! I've got a very strong chance they're either Sea Elves or working with Sea Elves.
Among the other
Could be
problems
both.
plaguing High Isle, lava vents have begun to open in random
Probably
locations.
both.
Between the ground shaking and the storms, could the Magus have stirred the volcano? Let's return to my manor so we can study these items more closely. Lord Bacaro,
Of course
it may
they
not
would
be safe to
accidentally stir
return
the
to Steadfast
volcano on
Manor.
the island.
Nonsense. I refuse to hide from these cretins. I'll double my guard, but they won't drive me from my home.
Very well. I'll check in with you later. Jakan, let's go. And put on a shirt, my dear.
She asked him to put on a shirt. Oh my god.
I missed that.
He's like, and Jakan, my dear, please put on a shirt.
He was wearing one 2 minutes ago.
He's a sailor. Bum, 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 bum.
I just watched an NPC appear out of a wall.
Where is that half-witted reject of cities?
Look! The Colossus!
Oh, that is so fucking cool!
Yeah!
Powerful. I heard that volcanic fissures are bursting open across the Isles.
First the storm, now this? It must be the work of the Ascendant Order.
You give them too much credit. An earthquake destroyed the Gonfalon Colossus.
Yes,
You.
an Ascendant Earthquake! Trust Zaji, he knows.
My staff up your ass and set it to flambe.
I have visited High Isle several times over the years. Never have I seen the ground so restless.
It is alarming. Could Zaji be right? Could the Ascendant Order be causing these tremors and eruptions?
The Ascendant Magus said the old regimes will be swept away in storm and fire.
Storm and fire. I am troubled. If the Ascendant Magus can use powerful storm magic against his enemies, does he also command the tremors and volcanic fissures? It is maddening to even contemplate.
Lady Arabelle suspects a link between the storms and the volcanic activity.
Oh, Zaji is right to worry then. The loss of a monument might be the least of our concerns if the Ascendant Order can rouse the volcano. Lady Arabelle is inside, friend. Perhaps she'll know what to do.
For some reason, I'm thinking that they took elements from Morrowind and like the main dudes are just chilling in a volcano throughout all of this.
Potentially.
Was it too much to hope that one of High Isle's nobles would openly admit their guilt? Ah, well. At least we can rule out Duchess Alea. Her notes make it clear she was caught off guard by the attack on the delegates' ships. And this map. Interesting.
What about the map?
If this map really points to sites important to the Ascendant Order, then it's our best lead so far. Here, my dear, take this with my thanks. With your continued help, we'll find the royals and discover who's behind the Order before long. We must. The map. We have a mystery to solve, my dear.
Alright, well, we finished that. Stone Lore's Legend face paint added to head markings. And I gained 1 skill point.
Ooh, face paint. Nah, that's not that exciting.
But, yeah, beekos, with that quest completed, this is where we will end things. This is getting really interesting. And I like how, like, it's not an end-of-the-world Daedric-related scenario.
No, it's just we're gonna nuke your island. With a volcano and a bunch of storms, but still. Oh, look what she has in her house.
There's more.
Yeah. It'd be funny if, like, we open one of them, it's like a signed copy.
Found another one, but yeah, this is where we'll, end things. I'm definitely not gonna rob her blind later. Found another one. Okay, she's either a huge fan or she is the author, but I don't like how they're leaving it up in the air.
There's a book under the stairs that's like, The Real Investigator Veil? Question mark.
Yeah, that's the one I found.
Yeah.
But anyways, so until the next one, where we will find out what this, what this Ascendant Order really has planned, because it seems very vague right now, like, they don't even know what they have planned. To be honest, I'm really getting that vibe off of them right now. But, yeah, so until the next one, this has been Eric the Plague Doctor 981YT, or as I'm known on Twitch, Plague Doctor 98TTV. So, until the next one, bye!
Bye!